Hail to thee, my kindred, how do you do? I hope you're all having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and night, wherever and whenever you are. It is a fine day, a lovely day, a day that is warmer than most days, which is a little weird, an abnormality one might say, but a welcomed one. A welcomed surprise. I am doing quite well. I've consumed food. I tried to take a nap again, didn't work, but that's alright. At least I feel like I got a little bit done today in terms of just doing stuff, which is good, always nice, always neat. Makes me feel useful, so to speak. I say so to speak as if that isn't exactly what I mean. So to speak implies that it is an analogy, but saying I feel useful is not an analogy. That is just abject reality. I don't know. Language is difficult. Anyways, I don't know about you guys. I don't know how many of you have that wretched application known as TikTok, but recently there's been this one meme of a spinning cat going ah-ee, ooh-ee-ah, and people have been remixing it to various songs, and I quite enjoy it. I will not lie, I quite enjoy it. It has been taking up a decent chunk of my day. Okay, that's a lie. I've only seen a couple of them, but still, they are now stuck in my mind. And all I can hear is that damn cat with the... how do you say... the voice, you know? With its wonderful little ee-ooh-ah voice. I got my tea next to me. Black tea, always here. Lovely, lovely tea. I feel... oh, I have my cup. I don't know why I have this other cup. I think I was drinking water earlier, and then I forgot to bring it to the kitchen. Which is weird, because I brought all my other things to the kitchen that needed to be brought to the kitchen, but I suppose that's neither here nor there. I was thinking of, I don't know if there's anything more else to say. I think that's basically all that I have to say for now. I hope you're all doing well. Tomorrow is gonna be an interesting day because chess is a game of all time. A difficult one at that. One that requires a lot of brain power that I may not have. Oh, who am I kidding? I genuinely do not have the brain power for it. So I will hopefully rely on you, the people, the fine kindred. All of you are plenty smart. And if you're not, well, at least your combined brain cells will make it out so that you seem smart. That is not a diss. I promise thee. It is not me roasting you. Anyways, I shall get us to the game and continue the game known as Cemetery Mary. I have specifically forgotten what has happened since the last time, but I'm pretty sure nothing much really has happened, which, you know, no surprise there. Which part were we at? Right, we were at the church. And we were gonna ask the priest something I don't know about, and there's no music in this section for whatever reason that may be. I know I got the volume on, so it's not the fact that I'm lacking in volume. These are all kind of the same question. I'm gonna save anyways. Well, it is saved, so I don't know what I'm doing. Is someone trying to contact me? If everything happens for a reason? If someone upstairs is mad at me? Well, I guess the most straightforward question would be, is someone trying to contact me? And I don't think we're really gonna be returning to this church anyways. So, who knows? I'll just say exactly that. Would you be able to know? Now. It's quite alright. Even if you feel confused now, I'm sure the light of your situation will reach you soon. God loves all their children, very much so. And that includes you. So there's no reason to worry. Unless, of course, you've done something wrong. What? No, of course not. I don't think I've done anything wrong. Are you sure? Perhaps you should look over your actions. Sometimes it is easy for us to overlook all we've done wrong. Perhaps that is why God may be treating you in such a way, to remind you of what needs to be done. I I see. Maybe there is something I could do better. We can always do better. But do not fret. As I have said, God loves all children, and that includes you. Sometimes love may be tough, but the point will get across in the end. Yes, you are correct. Is there anything more you'd like to ask about? Uh, I want to ask about. Oh, more questions. More questions that are a bit heavy. I knew there was gonna be something, but I thought this was gonna be more one of those inconsequential kinds of questions, not a series of questions, first of all, and let alone a series of questions that may have an impact on the story as a whole. I guess death is the most, how do you say, in this game and this story, death seems to be the most important thing to ask about, just because it is most, what's the term? Why am I forgetting words? I'm forgetting a very important word here, and I don't know why. It relates to what we are doing. It relates to the story. That's what I'm trying to say. It relates to the story, and therefore I'm gonna ask that. What happens to people when they die? Like, exactly. If you know that, what is the process like? Their soul departs from their body and travels someplace new. Where they end up depends on how they lived. Do they know? Know what? When someone dies, do they know that they are dead? Yes. I imagine they would know quite well. I see. I want to ask about. Okay, we can ask for more questions, but I don't think many of these questions are gonna be satisfactory to her, but sure, we'll ask about angels. Angels? Talk about guardian angels a lot. Now I have to wonder, are they real? They help me stray from harmful path? Does everyone have one? Do I have one? That depends. Do you believe that you do? I want to ask about. Okay, heaven, I guess. What about heaven? People always go to heaven when they die? Not necessarily, but I'm sure you know that. Right, let me rephrase it. Does everyone go somewhere when they die? Certainly. Right, I figured as much. I want to ask about, well, we've asked about all of our questions. It almost feels like there's supposed to be like an extra question if you do the right thing, but I'm not too sure. Scratchbag, hail, you exist. That is wonderful. I don't know why I had the need to say that, but hi. How are you? You don't? Oh, oh no. I'm okay. I'm addicted to Balatro now. Oh yeah, I saw you mention that in the in your Discord. How's the game going? How I mean, surely it's going fine and dandy if you've been playing it for quite some time. You think you're gonna be playing it on stream soon? Too good? Ooh, definitely. Makes sense. How's your game? So far, it's going all right. We are asking questions that I don't know why the girl Mary is asking these questions because I don't think I think she knows she's not gonna get the answers she want. Last time in the story, what happened last time? There was all I remember was the funeral she went to, and then she started feeling like a heavy presence, and then she went to the bathroom and just vomited some awfully crazy shit, like just black vomit. So some supernatural bullshit is going on. And I mean, we knew that since like the last like run of this game, but still, she wants to. I think she was trying to come back to the church because she wanted to see if she could like I don't know talk to the dead person or something. I cannot remember exactly. And now we're here asking this priest questions, and I've already asked all the questions, and I don't think there has been any satisfactory answers. So no more questions. Thank you for your assistance. Of course. Please do not feel scared. You coming here in itself proves to me that you do not wish to be a bad person. Is that moist critical? Moist critical, but in like, I don't even know what you call it. Like, is there a name for like when characters talk, but it's not actually talking? It's just like a noise. I'm sure God has a plan for you. Do not stress about the outcome. It is in their hands now. I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. Mary has a 0. Oh, she exited the church. I exited the church shortly after. I wasn't quite sure how to feel. Well, obviously, girl, you went in there for like one thing and came out with nothing, technically. I didn't quite feel like I got the answers I was looking for. Told ya. The pressure began to lift off my shoulders once again once I was outside the doors. But I still wasn't. But I still. Oh my god, dyslexia, please. But I still just couldn't shake the feeling of there being something more to all this. Something I was missing. I decided to head to the library. Maybe I could look at some books. Not necessarily about religion, but maybe some stuff about omens or signs. Because if there really was a sign, I didn't want to miss it. Girl, I don't even. Well, I guess you could look up some like occult related stuff, which, considering we still know nothing, next to nothing about what's going on, is probably not going to be all that helpful, especially if it's in a public library. You're just going to get maybe historical related material. Or maybe it would help, I don't know. I'm not the author of this damn story. So, I made my way to the library as briskly as I could, and started taking out book after book to see what might help me with all this. I was sure that I'd be able to at least find something. Even something as small is better than nothing. True, true. I picked up a few books and sat myself down in a corner to read them. I must say, though, or she's kind of looking like me. I'm not gonna lie. Look at this. We kind of look the same. Raised eyebrow, you know? I think that's kind of cute. I couldn't really understand most of it. I tried very hard to. You're the same person exactly. Mary is just me. Naive, uh, woman. Well, maybe not woman. Well, she woman, but I'm not woman. Last I checked. Uh, very goth. Okay, I'm not very goth either. I'm just capping at this point. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be funny, but there's nothing to be funny about. But lots of it just didn't make sense to me. Okay, well, that makes sense. You know what? On that one thing, intelligence, we might be the same kind of stupid. Still, though, I didn't want to leave without finding something out. Surely one of these books had to help me. Surely. Okay, save. We got more decisions. Return. And now, Okay, read passage luck, curses, omens, wishes. Maybe curses. Well, I don't know what else you would call vomiting black ooze and feeling sick at a fucking dead person's funeral. So, curses. A curse is a terrible thing. Its purpose is always to inflict harm. Many people who are under curses are probably not even aware of the fact that they are. Perhaps they just think they are stuck with some bad luck. Thankfully, there are ways to reverse a curse, but you may have to try many times in many ways before it is broken. When it is, you may not be sure anything has happened at all, but it is always better to live without a curse. The book proceeds to list different types of curses and possible solutions for them. I don't think I have a curse. Someone had to inflict a curse on you for it to even work, right? I don't think I know anyone who would want to do that. I hope no one would want to do that. Omens, then? An omen foretells the future in a way. It precedes events of a good or horrible nature. The omen itself may even seem like the good The omen itself may even seem like the good or terrible thing that is to occur. Perhaps the most cruel part of a bad omen is that it can lead to something even more horrific. There may be even multiple there may even be multiple instances of bad omens leading up to a terrible event. Yeah, like spilling your milk when you're trying to eat cereal. That's a pretty bad omen. Be aware of the omens in your life. Protect yourself. You may not be able to stop whatever is coming, but you can always prepare yourself for it. It seems like they're talking about life. That's just life. Sometimes shit happens. There you go. Should I be preparing? I don't know what I would prepare for, though. Or how would I even start? I hope all the weird stuff that's happening isn't any kind of omen. Wishes isn't really applicable to us, so luck? Luck is a tricky thing. What does it mean when you say someone is lucky? Everyone always assumes it means good luck. But can it mean bad luck too? Everyone always assumes that unlucky means you have bad luck. But maybe unlucky means you have no luck. Perhaps it is better if you have someone who is unlucky. Maybe no luck is better than having any luck at all. So, in the nicest way, I hope your luck runs out. that is. I know they just prefaced that sentence with, like, in the nicest way, but it's still somewhat ominous. What is it that you wish? Is it a desire? Perhaps it is even a need. People wish for many things. Every day, all the time. Whether it is out of want or out of necessity. Do you truly believe a wish can come true no matter how nonsensical it seems? They say there are many ways for a wish to come true. Many wish on shooting stars, or the first star they see come nightfall. How does that even work? How do you see the first star come nightfall when like you look up, there's gonna be like 7 of them or a gazillion all at once? You can't just have one unless that one star is very bright and you live in like a light polluted area. That's like about the only way I can think about that being a thing. Many wish upon dandelions or by blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. You can eat dandelion leaves. But make no mistake, a wish is best burned. Burned? A burned wish is bound to come true. At the very least, it has the closest chance. The next time you must wish, try burning it. The results may not be what you imagined, but they are almost sure to come true. A burned wish. The manga that had that weird writing on it. All this started happening after I burned that book. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about the fucking cursed manga. This girl was reading some like cursed manga she got from the library. She didn't even know it was cursed. She just picked it up, it was normal, and then it just like got kind of crazy and spooky, and then she just tossed that shit in the fireplace on accident. Maybe whoever left that There left stuff in the other books. I put the book down and rushed quietly to the manga shelf. A burned wish comes true? I wonder, was it someone's wish that I burned? Or maybe I set off a curse in its place. If I burned it, did that wish count for me too? I mean, maybe it's probably like because you're the one who fucking tossed it into the fire, good gal. Like you don't just randomly toss things into fires and expect good things to occur. That is not how this works. I eventually made it to the shelf I was looking for. Mostly all the set was there. Maybe whoever wrote in that book wrote more in the rest. I kinda doubt it, but at the same time, anything could be true, if we're being quite honest with ourselves here, considering the supernatural. Is at play. I almost said at stake. At play. I took out a book and hurriedly skimmed through the pages. I didn't even care about the spoilers I might get by doing so. When the book had nothing in it, I tried another, and then another. And then one of the books fell off the shelf. It surprised me just a bit, and sounded especially loud in the quiet library. As I went to squat down and pick it up, I noticed it had opened itself. Look at that. Eyeballs. Spooky. On the page was a cemetery of all things. But even stranger, there was a slip of paper that had found its way into the book as well. Was it was this left by the same person who left such a mess in the other book? I picked it up and began to read the note that was left. People are never gone forever. I promise you, this statement is true. There is no such thing as a departed soul. Not anymore. I will not regret this decision, but I must live knowing the truth of it. Not because no one will listen, but because it will leave me lonely for a long, long time. That's okay. It doesn't really feel lonely, even when it does. In fact, it's kind of fun. And I wonder how much I will be able to see before it is over. That is, if you ever intend for this to have an ending to begin with. It makes me wonder how many variations I will see. Say, if you're reading this, and I know who you are, and I know you are, sorry, why don't you tell me? I'd love to hear your side. Okay, now I'm confused too. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Who is this person writing to? The note ended here. I'm not entirely sure what it means. I couldn't really understand any of it. I'm sure I'm missing a whole story behind it, but whoever wrote it, I hope you know that I'm listening, and I hope you won't be lonely for long, because nobody should ever have to be lonely. Well, there goes Mary being sentimental again. I don't blame her though. She is very kind. I left the library after that. It it couldn't be a coincidence that the manga just happened to open to a page with a cemetery on it. So I decided I would check there for anything new or suspicious. Any kind of sign. I mean, this is where we were talking about omens, gal. Like, we read about omens. This can be an omen that you should maybe stay away from the cemetery. And I spent a while there, going down the rows and inspecting each grave for something new, something different. A letter that changed or a color that shifted. Anything. And then I happened upon it. In the way back of the cemetery, right before the iron fence, where the cemetery ends and the forest begins. There was a new grave there. A grave I had never seen before. And I would know, because I've seen them all. Okay, what is this Minecraft enchantment table language right here? It had a strange writing on it. unlike any language I've ever seen before. Was it code? But why would someone have coding on their grave? There was something weird about it. And the closer I got to it to inspect it, I began to feel nauseous. It was just like that church. It was just like at the church, at the funeral. It made me feel dizzy, just a little bit. It was as if a strange pressure was emanating from it. That was still the best word I could use to describe it. Just pressure. That I'm reminded of that one song from, I forget the movie, but it's like a Disney movie, you know? You know the one. I really didn't want to get sick again, but this headstone, it was so curious. It had to be related to the rest of all this. It had to be. I wanted to expect it more, but by that point, I had been out all day. I knew the cemetery would be closing soon and I couldn't stay for long. Not to mention I was very tired. I'd been running around all day and it was finally starting to catch up to me. This weird headstone started to make me feel dizzy and I didn't want and it again and it didn't help. I misread like half of the sentence. That whole last half was just wrong. This weird headstone started making me dizzy again. Didn't help any either. I decided that I would head home and try to make sense of it all tomorrow. After all, it's not like a grave would be going anywhere. Why did I get hit with zero fucking bullshit? My bandwidth suffers momentarily. Is it better now? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm just sorry. Usually when I stay quiet like that, it's because the damn bandwidth just decides to die. So I'm gonna reread a little bit of what was said, right? Before, so that just in case somebody missed it, right? I knew the cemetery would be closing soon, and I couldn't stay for long. Not to mention I was very tired. I had been running around all day and it was finally starting to catch up to me. The weird headstone started to make me dizzy again, didn't help any either. I decided that I would head home and try to make sense of it all tomorrow. After all, it's not like a grave would be going anywhere. I mean, you say that. You say that, but I think it might be moving. Maybe it'll disappear. Maybe it's a ghost like grave. It'll just spook away, dissipate into the ether. So I packed up and headed home. It would probably do me good to get some rest. Yeah, you need to sleep. My head was spinning with so many strange concepts after all. I followed my usual routine, the one I always follow when I get home. And, well, you already know what comes next. I know I usually try to ask you things, but I had a long day, so I'll probably go to bed soon. Besides, it isn't like you'll just decide to open up about anything, right? I'm afraid not. Heh, that's what I figured. Uh, if I could ask anyways, just really quickly. Yes? Hmm, what page are we on? 4. Save. Return. They're still okay. Are you still coming for me? I guess we should worry for our immediate safety. So, are you still coming for me? I think you already know the answer to that. Is it soon? Good night, Mary. Well, fuck, I guess we're not getting any answers. The following morning, I had been digging through the fireplace. I had hoped that, well, maybe the manga I burned by accident could could help provide me more insight. Even if it was set on fire, there was still the chance there'd at least be some salvageable parts, right? I don't think so. It's like you're just gonna find ashes. Please, just something. And I'll take anything. It's worthless. It's all burned up. When I try to up a tiny scrap that could be something, it just turns to ash in my hands. Well, I guess I won't be getting any more use from that book. Just then, Croven stepped in. He was about to walk past me before I called out to him. Croven. Yeah? Where are you going? I'm going out. That isn't exactly an answer. It is. Is it important again? Yeah. Who wants to know? Sorry, I just wanted to ask if you might help me with this. You're going out anyways, but maybe when I get home. This is something I have to do by myself. When will you be home? Later. Kroven walked out of the door shortly after that. He still didn't tell me where he was going, and I was about to leave the house myself, but if I go out now, it might look like I was following him again, or something. Oh, I'm pretty sure well, I guess she did say it might look like I was following, but, we all know she was not following him when, the first time around. Therefore, to say that you were following him again is a bit of a misleading thing, I suppose. I didn't want to upset him. I figured I'd just stay here and play with the soot a while. I do wonder what the, Croven path looks like. But then my phone went off. I checked the notification. And it was a message from Reginald. Talk about perfect timing. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Ah, that does not look as cool as it did in my head. My sincerest apologies. I am sorry, I wanted to ask. Are you not here today? Hmm? Am I not where? The cemetery, of course. It is a bit cloudy today, but I figured you might want to be here before any rain started. Oh, you're there right now? Indeed I am. Your reason for it? I was just passing by. Thought I might see you if I stopped in, though I suppose not today. That's okay. Well, actually, I was going to head into town pretty soon and visit the cemetery myself. I just wanted to check on some things there, that's all. There's been a lot of stuff happening that I'm trying to organize. Oh, I'll just wait for you here then. What? Don't be silly. Even if I leave right now, it'll be a while before I actually make it there. I don't mind waiting. I mean, are you sure? Don't you have something better to do? Oh, that sounds really rude over text. I'm sorry. No worries. I think I'll be here for a while. I'll still be here for a while. Maybe I'll be here when you come down. Come on down. I guess we'll see. Well, alright then. I'll leave in a few. Guess I'll maybe see you there? I guess you maybe will. Yeah, that motherfucker's staying there. All night if he has to. I tidied myself up and made sure I had everything, and then walked from the cabin waiting for the next bus into the town. I wondered on the way there if Reginald really would still be waiting for me once I made it. He's a simp. A possibly psychotic one. Possibly a murderer. That P was a little too strong for my mic, I think. I hope not. Sorry. I mean, I suppose I had no reason to doubt it. I just don't understand why he would wait for me. Surely there are better ways he could be spending his time, especially if he's got a day off today. But maybe if he is free, maybe he'd be willing to help me figure this out. The bus skidded to a stop at its usual station. I hopped off and walked in the direction of the cemetery. And before I knew it, I was walking past the familiar metal bars that led up to the cemetery gates. And as I looked past them into the cemetery, I noticed a familiar man with his long caramel hair coming up to greet me. I guess his hair is caramel. I don't know why I thought about it as blonde. I don't know. What made me think it was blonde? Am I tripping? Like, am I okay? Is my brain doing brain things? Whoa, you're actually still here? Indeed I am. I told you I'd wait for you, didn't I? I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I'm just a bit surprised you're actually still here. I mean, I know I find the cemetery exciting, but I don't think many others share that same sentiment. Weren't you bored out here by yourself? Not at all. In fact, I think I've grown even fonder of it. Really? If I'm being completely honest, well, I think I've even been visiting it more because of you. Hail to thee, Justin. How do you do? Damn, need my hair that long? This man's hair is long. It is indeed insanely long. I have no idea how he takes care of it in any way, shape, or form. Huh? It's hard to explain. But even when you're not here, it still feels like you are in a way. Like all the care you put into it, it really shows. But don't take it the wrong way. How am I not supposed to take it the wrong way? You're a weirdo. Kinda, maybe. That's still up in the air. Even if the cemetery always gave off your vibe, I think it would much prefer the real deal. Hahaha. I simply like being reminded of you here. This man is like very, very casually, not flirting, but everything he has said has surrounded just Mary and how much he likes being around her and stuff, which is, I think, a little odd, to say the least. By the way, Justin, if you're still there, I did watch a bit of your VOD of you playing Half-Life 2, and I gotta say, that is a lot of mods you've placed into that damn game. Like, I don't even know where you found half of the stuff, but you know, it's pretty damn goofy. You like the cemetery because it reminds you of me? Indeedly so. I hope that isn't a strange thing to say. No, it's really nice actually. I've never... Mary! Okay, what's going on? Hold on. I've never heard anyone say say something like that before. Thank you. And then we get interrupted. Mary! I heard a familiar voice shout my name. They did not sound happy. I turned around to be greeted by probably Owl Gal. Oh, yep, I was right. Owl Gal. Twyla? I hadn't heard from her in a while. That's because we haven't interacted with her at all. Why does the homeboy look pretty spooked? Yet, despite this, she looks like she was fuming. Is this the fucking reason? Is this the reason you've fucking been ignoring me? Ignoring you? I sent you at least 4 messages this past week asking you to help me, including this morning. Not one response back. Did you? I'm really sorry. My phone must have glitched or can it? As if I've never heard that excuse before. Girl, we are like strangers in this timeline, so I wasn't sure what to say. I didn't know what was going on. You know what, Mary? Fuck off. Here I thought you actually wanted to help me. But I guess I shouldn't expect to rely on anyone on this piece of shit city. Huh? What are you talking about? Shut up. Stop playing dumb. I guess I'm not playing. I don't know why she's being this fucking rude though. Cause we literally are strangers essentially. We only offered once to help out. I'm not playing. I really don't know what you're talking about. I never got anything. I promise. Yeah, I'm sure you never checked your messages either, huh? How fucking stupid do you think I am? If you're gonna blow off people helping people just to play around with some boy toy, then at least be honest about it. What? Despite how I may appear, I'm not a mean person, Mary. But if there's one thing I hate more than anything else, it's being disrespected. God, I just really hate flimsy, airheaded idiots like you. Here's hoping your precious little cemetery grows enough to fill the space in the empty head of yours. I don't know why. This kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, it would make some sense if we, like, had interacted with her a couple times. I do wonder how that would look like, though, if you bounce around a little bit. But is that even possible? Like, you would think maybe not, because you kind of get set down a certain path once you pick a person a set amount of times. Maybe you gotta do like I don't know. This is actually a bit confusing. Maybe if you pick a person, like if you pick all three people once, you get a different like path, but I'm not too sure about that. Well, I know Mary is gonna be not happy. I ran off after that. I didn't know what else to do. Reginald called out after me, but I just kept running. I didn't want him to see me like this. And I was so embarrassed. I wasn't even sure where I was going. Just anywhere away from me, away from here. I couldn't stand there a second longer. So I'd run it seemed until it seemed like it was far enough away. Eventually I turned into a small alley. I tucked myself behind a trash can so that no one could see me. And I just kept crying there. The things Twyla said. I never got any messages from her. I had no idea what she was talking about. But she wouldn't listen. Maybe it is my fault. I told her I would help, and yet I never even reached out to her. Maybe she's right. What have I been doing this whole time? And I started getting so wrapped up in all this other stuff that before I could think about it much longer, I heard my phone going off. Reginald is calling, and I didn't pick up. The second it stopped ringing, I had received a text message from him. Are you alright? Where did you run off to? I mean, if we're being full Reginald this time around... Doesn't matter, or I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Why is that? By telling you, I'd be talking about it. Fair point. But still. Is it my fault that she got mad at you? No, I mean... we're the ones who are making these decisions, so no. It's not about you. It was my fault. It doesn't seem to be that way from the way she was talking. It sounded like I was an issue too. Please don't worry about it. I am worried. Regardless of what the situation was. I don't see any good reason for Twilight to yell at you like that. you know Twyla? I do actually. Small world, isn't it? I used to see her at the library quite a lot. Not so much anymore. When I did see her, though, I will admit that she wasn't always the most sociable. Although I'm upset that to see how upset although I'm upset to see how upset she got with you, I must admit that I'm not surprised. Have you seen her get this angry before? Not out loud, if that makes sense. But well, you could always tell with her. Very easily annoyed, I would say. She was polite, yes. But well, you could always see it in her eyes. So please, don't take the things she says personally. I'm sure she's just looking for an excuse to yell at somebody. And you just happen to be here. Let's see. We'll save again because we just keep getting every question. We have an opportunity to choose a path for. I'm saving. You think so? Well, I still messed up, right? And we're the kind of character to own up to things. So I can understand why she got mad. And I think it would be mad at me too. Would you? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't like getting mad. And I try not to do it often. Unless it's like something really important, I guess. I don't know. But that's not the point. I think she's valid to be upset with me. But does that mean you deserve to be yelled at also? Because I don't think it does. I mean, well, I don't know. Thanks for thinking otherwise, I guess. What do I do now? I'm definitely not gonna go apologize. Are you still feeling upset? I mean, yeah. Well, one good tip I heard was that you could look at your surroundings and try to focus on them. It helps distract you from what's bothering you. Why don't you list them off for me? Really? Okay, I'll try it. I poked my head around the out of the alley a bit, trying to focus on what was nearby. There wasn't a lot I could see, but still, I listed it off as best as I could. Reginald would ask questions in return and about the stuff I mentioned. And it made me think about them more. And I kept answering his questions about them. I was so focused on it that I started to forget what Twyla had said about to me earlier. I was about to text Reginald back and tell him that that I felt like this little strategy was working when... Reginald? Hello, hello, hello again. What are you doing here? Oh, you ran off. And it's supposed to rain soon. I was worried you might get sick being caught in the rain with no cover. So I brought this. Where were you always holding that? Uh-huh. Does it really matter? Come now, let's go. If it's going to rain, well... that's more than enough waterworks for today. I think he may have used that little strategy that he was helping us calm down with, or Mary, I should say, to locate our location. Which, if he did, he is quite smart, because, I mean, we're in an entire city, and I understand that, technically speaking, she couldn't have ran off that far. But still, it is quite impressive that Reginald, based off of what I assume is probably a pretty weak description, managed to find Mary. That's also, I think understandably, a little teeny tiny bit scary. Just a bit. That off of what could be very limited information, the man just finds us. Don't you agree? Reginald led me out of the alley and helped me find my way to a bus stop. He said he would have liked to spend more time with me, but it looked like it might get stormy soon. And he wanted to make sure I got home safe. I thanked him and told him I hoped we could hang out again soon. He agreed. You haven't left yet, right? Hello? Are you there? I'm here. Sorry. You responded a bit late. Hmm, I guess caught in the rain? Huh, no. Not close enough for that. We always talk about me. How was your day? Could have been better. In that case, you should sleep. It's the fastest way to have the day finally be over. I guess so. Good night, Mary. Will we be dreaming this time around? Nope. I woke up feeling a lot better the next morning. The things Twyla said to me still itched at me, but I try not to think about it too much. There's always only so much I could be doing, right? I just try to not think about it right now, or anything right now. I just wanted to enjoy my breakfast first. Checking my phone and thinking about what I'd do that day. I never got the chance to try and inspect that grave the other day like I planned. Maybe I'll do that. Oh, I received a text message. It was Reginald again. Good morning, Mary. I hope you're feeling better today. Yeah, I guess a little. Well, that's good to hear then. Say, I'm not busy today either. If you've still got those errands you needed to do, I can help today. I don't know. Are you sure it's alright? Why wouldn't it be? I don't have anything better to do anyways. To be doing anyways. What about your job? Haha. Don't worry about that. I know how to manage my time. Alright. I'm just finishing breakfast, but I guess you can. Meet me at the cemetery again if you really want to. Sounds good. I'll see you there. I made plans to meet with Reginald at the cemetery. Again. I didn't feel all that confident as I left, but... well, whatever. Whatever! It's not like what happened yesterday would happen all over again, right? So I went. And I'd say it was just like I was having deja vu, but... I did experience this scene before. There you are. Yep, here we are again. Are you alright? You seem nervous. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna keep moving forward. Besides, once we start looking around, I'll be too focused to worry. Hey, speaking of, do you know, like, other languages? Why do you ask? Follow me, I'll show you. Must have. It's what I've been busy with. I led Reginald through the cemetery, winding my way back to where I found that mysterious grave. I brought him over to that tree, to that area, right near the edge of the fence. But, huh? Oh dear me. How upsetting. What happened? Well, I most certainly was not expecting it to be torched slash destroyed. That's a little bit worrying. Not gonna lie. I'm sure it was Twyla's doing. I'm gonna blame everything on Twyla because she's being a bitch, and until I figure out a way to make her nice, which I don't know if there even is a way to, you know, get a good ending with her. There maybe is, but I wouldn't know. We can just assume that chicanery has occurred. Tomfoolery even. Bad behavior. I forgot my tea was here. Let me take a little zip sip. It's pretty good. What happened? I don't understand. Perhaps it was lightning? It did have the storm the other day. That can't be. I never heard any thunder or anything like that. Mary. And I ducked to the side of the grave. It couldn't really be broken. It couldn't. No, you poor soul. Now, I'll fix this for you. Somehow. I... I didn't even know their name. You didn't know his name? I thought you knew the names of everyone in this place. I do. It's just that this headstone, the language that was on it, I couldn't understand it. And I think whoever it was might have been trying to tell me something. Mary, I'm sorry, but well, it's just it seems a little silly, doesn't it? Especially if you had to especially if they had to die before they could send that message to you. But it wasn't just this. There's more to it. There was also come with me. Mary. I grabbed Reginald's hand and began to hurry to the library. It felt as if I couldn't run fast enough, especially with how he kept trying to slow me down. What's all this about? I'll explain more once we get there. He kept following me and I kept leading. I had to show him what I was talking about, so he could understand how big of a problem this was. We entered the library and I quickly but quietly guided him over to the manga section. But... Huh? Mary? Everything quite alright? What did you want to show me over here? Stupid, stupid, stupid. Ah, am I always such an idiot? Reginald began to coyly look at his phone while I berated myself in front of the empty shelf. How could I have been so careless? I should have checked all the other books for safekeeping. Checked out all the books, and now every one of them is gone. They could have been in a garbage truck or being shipped somewhere else. Somewhere far, far away right now, for all I know. Stupid, stupid. So stupid of me. Mary? Huh? I've got to go. Huh? You're leaving? I thought you were going to help me today. Yes, but, well, there's something I have to attend to. Huh? But you said you weren't going to be busy today. Right? I know, but something came up, and, well... Are you alright? Why are you looking at me like that? Hmm? Looking at you like what? Like you think I'm weird. What? You know I don't think that. You think I'm crazy. You think I'm the creepy ghost girl, right? The ghost girl at the cemetery who talks to herself because she's crazy? That's what you're thinking, right? Mary, I promise I'm not... No, it's fine. I also have somewhere I've got to be. I've got to go. Mary, please don't do this again. Promise I'm not. I was out the door before he could finish. Though I was sure it wouldn't have been long before a librarian shushed him anyways. I skipped all this silly stuff this time. No alleys, no losing track of where I've been. I just helped on the first bus back home. I heard my phone buzz all along the way back, but I didn't look at it. I couldn't. I knew Reginald was trying to be nice about things, because that's just the way he is. But I just couldn't look right now. I didn't want to look at anyone. I didn't want to be around anyone. Too bad I was stuck with myself. I filled the rest of my day with distractions, allowing it to just pass by me. I didn't want to think about it. I dust until my arms hurt. And I'd prepared dinner hours in advance, because if my mind was preoccupied, I wouldn't have to listen to myself think. Yeah, common strategy, girl, I know it. So I filled up the rest of the hours with any distraction I could find. And then one last distraction before bed. Why me? I'm having trouble understanding what you mean. Why did you choose to come after me? Or why are bad things happening to me? I don't think we're gonna get an answer to either of these questions, to be fair. So, why are bad things happening to me? What happened? Is it that really a question right now? Oh, what happened today then? A lot. Everything just keeps falling apart. Why am I even trying? Don't worry. That's all going to change soon. I promise. Good night, Mary. I didn't sleep well that night, and everything just started to feel bad. Was it all just in my head? Probably, I don't know. At this point, it may as well. Because who knows? Who friggin' knows? I don't know. I never know anything. Am I just losing my mind? What am I even doing? Yeah, it's not like anything I do will help mom and dad come back. So, what's the point? Why am I trying so hard? I woke up in the morning and followed my routine of washing up and putting on some fresh clothes. I picked up my phone and the second I did, it was perfect timing apparently. It buzzed in my hand the second I held it. A text message from Reginald. Good morning, Mary. I don't know when you'll be awake, but I wanted to apologize for the other day. When I had when I said I had to leave, it wasn't to get out of spending time with you or anything like that. I promise. But it was rude of me to do that. I promised to spend the day with you, didn't I? It was wrong of me to have left. Reginald. I don't think he's really gonna answer with anything other than, oh, work reasons, you know? But it might be worth asking anyways. Why did you have to go? I can't really talk about it. It's a private matter. But regardless, I shouldn't have prioritized it over you. Reginald, you know, I'm not I'm not mad at you for having to leave, or mad at you that you had to leave. I just panicked, I don't know why. I may not be mad, but I am. At myself, that is. Not at you, of course. I'd never be mad at you. Anyways, I wanted to apologize for yesterday. I never meant to make you feel bad. I still feel awful about it. And that's why I want to make it up to you. This is like the second thing he wants to make up to us. Every time he tries to make things up to us, it just keeps going wrong and wrong. I'll be drinking that damn tea like it's the last tea I'll ever have. I don't know what that accent was, so just just ignore it. Just pretend it didn't happen, you know? Just pretend I'm not being an odd individual for approximately 5 minutes, perhaps. Actually, I have to check up on something. Hmm. Okay. Checked up on the thing I needed to check on. All is well. Thank you for your patience. Oh, you don't have to do that. I want to. I think it'll help me feel better if I do. Will you be free tonight? Oh, yeah, I guess. Not like I ever really have plans, anyways. Lovely. Come to dinner with me, won't you? I'll pay and everything, my treat. Oh, Reginald, it's really not necessary. Please? It'll make me feel a lot better. And you can tell me about all the stuff from yesterday that I never gave you the chance to explain. Well, if you're sure. Of course I am. Where should we go then? Oh, I know just the place. Reginald told me about a place he thought I would really enjoy. I admit I had never heard of it, but I was willing to try anything, I suppose. Though, I always feel a little bad whenever I go out to eat somewhere. I always feel like I'm cheating on the dinner in a way. Cheating on dinner. That's a little funny. Well, I guess. I mean, you're having dinner with your cousin who's not really your cousin, but he's your cousin in a platonic. I mean, I guess what else? What other way would you be someone's cousin? I mean, in the sense that, like, you and this guy's family knew each other for long enough that those people became your uncles and aunts and, Croven your cousin by extension of being their son. You know what I mean. Well, time passed. I did all my usual things. I cleaned a bit, walked around the cemetery, but it was hard to do anything of importance. I was so preoccupied thinking of going out to eat tonight. It almost made me wish I could make time pass just a little bit quicker. And then evening began to roll around. So I made my way to where Reginald said the place was located. I was still feeling a little lost until I saw him standing outside. This wasn't the place I remembered him saying he'd be at, or is it? Well, I mean, it must be if he's standing here, right? He looks like he's on his phone, but that's probably because he was passing the time waiting for me. And seeing I was already a bit late as it is, I wasted no time going to greet him. Reginald, yoo-hoo! I waved over to him and then made my way over. I saw him jump a bit at my gel and then he met me halfway. Okay, a little jumpy. That's a little unusual from him. He was smiling and not looking depressed or psychotic or anything, I guess. Like that one time we knocked on his door and he was like, kinda grumpy looking. Mary? What are you doing here? What do you mean? You told me to meet you here, right? Yes, that's right, but... I mean, they might be too full for us, actually. I was actually about to text you and see if you want to go to someplace else. I didn't want to keep you waiting. Oh? But we're already here. I don't mind waiting, you know. And I feel bad that you have to drive us somewhere new. Oh, but I'd absolutely hate to make you wait. Really? It isn't a big deal. Well, I suppose if you insist, we could try. Reginald held the door open for me. I thanked him and walked inside. Although the place was pretty full, there actually wasn't any until any wait time for us. We were seated immediately. I figured as much, and there was only two of us after all. We sat at a table in the middle of the dining room. Funnily enough, as I took my seat, I began to wonder, what kind of food do they even serve here anyways? Thanks for inviting me here. It was really sweet of you. I really, really appreciate it. Now, of course. It was the least I could do. You know, it's kind of nice being able to eat out with others at other places. Being able to eat out at other places. I'm so used to my mom's stuff. That's right. You lived in that diner by the cemetery, yes? Yeah. There was never really any need to go out to eat. And I always just used to eat at the diner because it was so convenient, you know? It's not like we ever ran out of food. So... let's see. Should be close to the end, theoretically. How has your day been? Widely uninteresting. Well, maybe that's because I was just waiting to be able to see you tonight. Really? There wasn't anything else in your day? I feel sorry then. Why do you say that? Well, it's not like seeing me is a lot to look forward to. Besides, we seem to see each other pretty often now, too. I suppose that's true. But nevertheless, I'm excited to see you whenever I'm able to. Ah, shucks. I mean, I'm happy when I get to see you too, so... Anyways, I had been meaning to ask you for a while, but couldn't find the right time. How long have you lived here anyways? In our city, I mean. I guess these are all the same answer. I guess they're just a different way of answering. Does it matter which way of answering the question it is? I've always lived here. In that little diner of yours, right? Yeah, it's been around at least as long as I have. And it's always next to that cemetery too? Yeah. Mom and Dad always used to tell me it was good for business. Well, I suppose that's true. It was the first place I stopped after my first funeral in that cemetery. And that's where I met you for the first time. Oh, that's right. Have you lived here long? Well, I haven't spent my whole life here, but I would say that I've lived here longer than anywhere else. Isn't that so funny though? Both lived here for a while, and we only met like a month or two ago? Yes. That's a little awkward, yes. Yes, dot. Yes. That's quite funny, isn't it? Who would have guessed that one day we'd be sitting in this restaurant together? Hey, speaking of that, is anyone going to come bring us a menu? I know it's a bit busy in here, but... Yes, I'm sure someone will come soon. Oh? Suddenly, it was as if Reginald's whole demeanor changed. I don't know how to explain it. He's just looking back and forth, but he seemed more clammy and nervous. Uh, bro is panicking on his little date night, huh? Or he's planning to kidnap us. I'm not too sure. Is it always so packed in here? Sometimes. I don't know. I don't come here often enough to really know the answer to that. Alright. Are you okay? Yes, of course. Why wouldn't I be? Sorry. Actually, I'm sorry. Would you excuse me for a moment? It'll be very quick, I promise. I just need to step outside for a moment. Yeah, of course. Go ahead. Thank you. Okay, now this is where the real shenanigans of this story finally begin. Or not this story, but this run, I should say. Reginald got up in a hurry and made his way towards the front. Why was he acting like this all of a sudden? Maybe he needed a smoke. I know a few people who get a bit antsy when they haven't had a cigarette in a while. Like Croven, for example. I was about to say Croven. Like, this is the only person I know that we know who smokes. But Reginald never seemed like a smoker to me. It's been a while. Or has it been? Maybe I'm just overthinking how much time has passed since I'm still sitting here by myself. Wait, has anybody even... has no one even brought us like a menu or something? People are starting to stare. They look away quickly, but I can see them. It's fine. Nothing I'm not used to. Where is Reginald, though? I was going to talk to him about the stuff I found. But no, it's fine. He's probably not interested in that stuff anyways. But I am concerned about what's taking him so long. Unless maybe he... Would he? Maybe I should leave. I was about to collect my things and stand up out of my chair when I whipped my head around to see what caused the noise, as did everyone else. In that moment, there was already a crowd of people forming around the booth. I joined them. I couldn't see what the matter was until a few people moved in just the right way to let me in. Is someone dead? Though maybe it was better if they didn't. Oh shit. A man was laying on the floor, shattered wine glass and spilled wine beside him. and he's leaking black ooze. We had a familiar. He had a familiar looking liquid dripping out of his mouth. It definitely wasn't wine. What happened? Is he okay? He's fine. He's okay. He just drank too much, that's all. But how about the black stuff? Huh? Black stuff? Where? Who said that? Did he get a bruise? Couldn't they see it? Leaking out of his mouth? People continued to cause a commotion. And I could hear the staff and the woman was trying to, he was sitting with, try to explain to everyone what happened. That he must have just drank too much and they shouldn't panic. Okay, so this is a little weird. They can't see the black ooze, which I never even thought about was a possibility, but I guess maybe that's also supernaturally related to something. Because, you know, I guess Mary herself is just capable of seeing weird shit. But how could that possibly be the case? Was this the killer too? Were they here? Were they still here? Reginald went outside and didn't come back in. Did something happen to him? Did someone get to him? Is he in trouble? All the time I was sitting and waiting for him. What if he was in danger? What if something happened to him? Why didn't I check on him sooner? I have to go out there. I have to make sure he's okay. I haven't to make sure... Reginald! Okay, this is weird. This is a little odd. A little... Like, obviously, the story is framing this man to be the murderer or a potential suspect, very clearly, because he's getting all clammy and whatnot. But the weird thing is, okay, one, why would he be trying to poison somebody, assuming it's the same, like, situation as, with the context of information we got from the last run with Twyla, somebody's poisoning people, basically. At least that's what we get garnered. With, like, antifreeze or something. And it kind of wouldn't make sense for Reginald to, like, literally come to a restaurant, set up, like, not a date per se, but, you know, a thing to make things up with Mary, and then just fucking decide, I'm gonna poison someone. And then they end up dead. Like, something weird. Like, this is a little... I don't think Reginald would be that dumb, unless unless we are arguing that he's got like a tick for it, like he can't help but murder somebody, even in the most inopportune times. He just can't help it. And how would he have even... There's still a lot of questions, even if that's the case. Like, how would he have done so, right? Because if he was waiting outside for us, then when would he have had time to poison someone? That just doesn't make sense. Unless he went in, did the poisoning of drinks, in which case more than one person would be dead, and then walked back out, and then, you know, met us here. I mean, there is the fact that he was trying to, like, get us to go somewhere else, but, you know, that could be just coincidence as well. I feel like that's circumstantial at best. It seems like the story as a whole is trying to set him up as the murderer. I mean, in the last run with Twyla was the one that was like, yeah, I think it's that Reginald guy. And in this run, it seems like that's what the run itself, the story, is trying to do as well, set Reginald up as the potential murderer. Which, if he is, well, golly gee, forgive me for my so, you know, understandable mistake with what I think, you know, I think I explained why I find it a little bit weird for it to be him. To be fair, there is a lot we don't know. Like, we don't know what he's done. So, like, you know, I say that it's likely not him right now, only because it just genuinely does not make sense unless he has, like, some strange impulsive issue where, like, he has to go out of his way to kill somebody. But then again, like I explained earlier, when would he have had time to do that? Unless the man just really... unless he was not joking around when he said he knows how to manage his time well. Reginald! Hello? I sighed in relief. Reginald just looked at me confused, and I put myself back together before speaking to him again. Reginald, you're here after all. Yes, yes, I apologize for leaving you earlier. I had to take an important call and, well, no, it's fine. I guess, technically he could have gone out of. Oh, well, that's so weird. Even if you. Okay, even if I were to think that he left specifically to go out and murder somebody tonight, that guy, like, wouldn't Mary have seen him? Like, somewhere walking around in the restaurant? Unless he just went through the back, pretended to be an employee, which I find hard to believe, and then just poisoned somebody. I don't fucking know. This is a little confusing. No, it's fine. I'm just happy you're okay. Uh huh. Why wouldn't I be? Well, someone inside, they, collapsed. What? I don't know. I didn't see it happening, but they just fell on the floor, I guess. They're trying to say he drank too much, but it doesn't look that way to me. I, why didn't you tell me earlier? We should leave, because that's... I'm so sorry. No, don't be sorry. It's alright. See, every time, I swear to God, every time... This is the weird thing. Every time we go out with this man to do something, or go somewhere, something weird happens. Like, it's like that time we were at his place and we were, like, in the damn, you know, we went to his place to like see the coffins and whatnot, and when Mary was in the coffin was stuck shut, which it makes no sense. Why would a coffin be stuck shut? And then, like it's not like it was nailed shut or anything like that. Like, bro just left for the door, supposedly. Like, I don't see why he would do anything in that moment to harm Mary. And then, like I said, like a coffin door being shut doesn't make sense, especially when you could open that bitch right open, in theory, pretty damn easily, unless there was somebody on the other side holding it shut. And then there's the whole, going out and trying to meet him the previous day before this little date setup he tried to make, where Twyla shows up and she's pissed off. Like, things just every time we go out with this man, almost every, like, well, not every time, to be honest, but just like it's becoming like a pattern that every time we go out with this guy, something goes wrong. Just something has to go wrong. Even the first time when we went to go to his house was because of something that happened before, right? Like, he was busy or something, and he had to leave, and therefore he was like, "I'll make it up to you. You can come over to my place, We'll get a look at the coffins. I know you like coffins because coffins and dead people. That's your thing." I don't know. This is just weird and odd. Reginald grabbed me by the hand and led me to his car. It was parked out on the sidewalk, a bit of a ways away, so he didn't want to lose me in the dark, especially not after what had just transpired. As we pulled away from the sidewalk, I could hear the sirens of an ambulance from behind us, and as I looked into the rearview mirror, I could see their flashing lights as they pulled out into the restaurant parking lot. Reginald said he wanted to take me home. After what happened there, he said he wouldn't really feel all that comfortable eating at anywhere else nearby. And, well, it's not like I could blame him. He told me he could drop me off at my house, but I declined. I told him to just drop me off at the bus stop. He didn't argue with me. He dropped me off at the bus stop, and I noticed as he parked across the street. He parked across the street? I wasn't exactly sure why until I received a text message. "I want to make sure you get on safely." And that was nice. The bus came, as it always does. And I got on, and as soon as I was heading home once again, I hoped everything would be okay. I really did. Even if some people believe that I hope for the opposite. "Did you go out to eat tonight?" "Hmm? What do you mean?" "Something just happened at a restaurant near me." "Was it you?" "No." "How can I be so sure I can trust that? I don't even know you." Have you made it a choice to trust me. I hate when you say things like that. Well, none of these. Well, this is just entirely just a weird situation as a whole. I kind of feel like I have too many pieces that don't make sense to like lock in together, and I have not even a clue of how to piece them together in the first place. Like they're there, the pieces are here, and they're trying to tell me something, but tell me what to do what? I don't know. It's a little it's a little weird. Little tidbit odd. I want things to go back to normal. I hate that my parents are gone. I hate that everyone's dying around me. I hate that things just keep getting worse. When is it going to end? When are you going to give my mom and dad back? Will I ever be able to see them again at this point? I'm sorry I've given the impression that I'm trying to make you miserable. I promise you that I am not. And I promise it all has a reason. I hope I can prove that to you. Soon. Good night, Mary. You know what's weird? I know this is gonna be a stretch of a fucking prediction or whatever, but okay. Assuming parents are dead, and we had that chat with the priest about like how God loves us and this and that. It makes me I know this is going to sound weird, but like I'm starting to feel that this mystery number might be God. Like what if it's just God and he's just like, "Yeah, I got your parents, your parents are with me and stuff like that." Because I know this is probably wrong. It's probably so wrong. But like the whole it's either God or death or something because bro is like I'm coming to get you soon. I just need to prepare this and that. And our parents are probably dead. We've never asked about our uncle and aunt. It would be weird if he mentioned our uncle and aunt too. That would only solidify that theory. But I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably wrong. Super damn wrong about all this. Good night. And he keeps mentioning as well that like he doesn't want us to have the perception that he's trying to make, or I'm saying he, but it that they're trying to make our fucking life miserable, that they want us to have like a happy life, and they try to give us some advice here and there, even if it's like cryptic as hell, and they're like, hey, you know whether you trust this person is your choice and this and that. It's so weird. It's just so weird. Thank you. Mary. Girl. Poor girl. uh, I can't sleep. What time is it anyways? I don't know what to do. It's so late and everything's so uh and all I want to do is sleep. But every time I do, it feels like I'm just waking up half an hour later. What should I do? I got like a million things to do. A million choices. Oh, use the bathroom? I don't really have to. Besides, bathroom lights. Sup, all hail to thee. How do you do? We are currently in the story, and I am very confused about the circumstance. Parish? What the hell do you mean, How did you do that? How did you do that? I'm kind of afraid now. I'm not gonna. Your powers are beyond me, okay? And I am hydrating. What makes you think I'm not hydrated? I keep myself like a wet plant, whatever that's supposed to mean. Power spell? You need to stop flexing on me, okay? Stop flexing so damn hard, you wizard. Yeah, goddamn wizard. You warlock, mage, witch, whichever term you wish to use. Ah, I'm running out of tea though. How have you been though? Are you doing alright? Things with their Stuff going well? Things with your stuff. Real conversation skills right there. My god. I'm alright. I'm home for Crimbus. Oh, Crimbus! Merry Kryler! Yay! I hope all your festivities with the family and or other peoples goes well in the next coming week or this week. I don't know. You might be visiting them now because you can't go later. One of those kinds of visits. Who knows? Still, very good to know that you are doing well. I am glad. Have to deal with elder submarines. Very exhausting. Yikes. Well, you know, familial obligations and whatnot. You shall persist. You shall endure. That much I know. Otherwise, awesome. You are awesome. Good. Good, good, good. I'm just here going through this novel, this little visual novel. Second story, I could not really storyline, but second story path, whatever you want to call it. And I'm still very confused about the things that are going on in this story. Wondrous, kinda. Things keep going wrong for this poor girl. People are getting murdered, and we barely get. Like, I feel like I got a bunch of clues, but like I don't know where to place any of them, cause it's like either. And no offense to the person that made this, because I kind of liked their previous game as well. But either they don't know how to do a mystery, or I'm just being stupid. It's one of the two, and it's most likely me being stupid, if I'm being fair. But I feel like I got so many pieces, and they're just weird. It sucks to sucks. She needs to know more power words. Maybe. I mean, she already has some weird supernatural shenanigans going on, where like she can. In the previous run, when I was mainly sticking with Twyla, which is like some owl chick girl, she was able. We figured out that if she sleeps on top of a grave, she goes to like some other realm, and like there was like well, she only managed to do it once, or technically twice, but she can talk to like dead people if she sleeps near where they died or where their body is. We know that much. This time around, we haven't really discovered anything crazy in this run, other than she can see black ooze coming out of people and herself that one time she vomited very kind of violently. Have you tried being an Australian and looking at the story upside down? You know, I never have. I mean, considering I haven't even had the whole story from all three, technically four possible lines of story, I have not. I've not done that. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. That would be quite the intelligent thing to do. Looking at it from literally a different perspective. Wow. Amazing. I am not gonna flip myself upside down. I don't feel like it. I could do a handstand though. Maybe that'll be, the same. Allow me to continue this for a little bit. You are a genius, that is true. Very, very genius. Big brain, big brain. It'll be so hard to fall back asleep once my eyes adjust to that light. Okay, so she's not gonna go to the bathroom. Read the book. No, I can't. Knowing me, I'll get too wrapped up in it. The next thing I know, the sun will start shining through the window. Well, girl, you're not sleeping anyways. And, well, that just won't be good at all. Okay? Fine. Midnight snack. I kinda want to, but no, I won't. Then it'll just make me want to keep eating. A midnight snack would turn into a whole midnight meal. Well, sometimes that's what you need, gal. And then by that point, I'd probably be too awake to go back to sleep. Hmm. Okay, so let's see. Back to bed? I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? No, not really. I'll just shut my eyes again and try to go back to sleep. And hopefully, the next time I wake up, it'll actually be morning. And I'll actually feel rested. Huh? Damn. Who's calling us in like the middle of the night? Or sending a text? My phone just gone off. Who's calling me so late? Reginald? Why is he calling at this hour? Reginald. Is he alright? And should I answer it? Curious, I answered the phone. But the call ended immediately as I did. That's strange. Should I call him back? I went to my recent calls and had attempted to call him back. I didn't realize until too late that I had accidentally video called him too. Reginald? Ah, Mary. I can see you? Yes. I can see you too. Sorry, I didn't mean to video call, but... Did you call me just now? Oh, haha. Did I? Many apologies. Many apologies, my ass. I must have dialed you by accident. I am very sorry if I woke you up. No, it's okay. You didn't actually. You're fully dressed. That is true. He's fully dressed. Why is he fully dressed? Yes. As are you. And most people in the world too. Oh. You mean that I'm fully dressed on my outside attire? Yes I am. Just some stuff to be taken care of. I felt most comfortable just getting fully dressed for it. So that's my night. But what about you? Are you feeling okay? Why do you ask? Well, you certainly look tired. Yeah, I guess. But I just can't sleep. Sorry, you said you were busy, right? I shouldn't distract you. Hey, no, don't say that. I'm glad to be talking to you at any time of day. This man is giving me bad vibes all over. And with that being said, I kinda need to use the bathroom, so I'm gonna skedaddle into the aether and do my thing. I shall see you all in a few. I returned, and I shall prop up the game again. Ah, here we are, with Reginald. Being Reginald. I'm glad to be talking to you at any time of the day. Yeah, a little weird to say such things. Why? Huh? I'm sorry, I'm just having a lot of trouble understanding. And every time we hang out together, it seems like something bad happens. I just feel like... I don't know. You're still so nice to me. I don't understand how you haven't gotten upset with me yet. Do people get upset with you a lot? Hey now, it's alright. I just enjoy spending time with you. Peacefully, I am. Someone who doesn't have a lot of friends. And it's okay, living like that for a while. But it gets very lonely. And then I was invited to that funeral. The one I met you at. I was surprised I had even been invited. I think it was just a formality. But I went anyways. I'm not sure why. Something just told me that I should. And then I met you. Honestly, I was surprised where you even remembered me when we met back at the library. Of course I remembered you. We talked quite a bit that day. If I think about it, I can still remember it well. It was a particularly cold day despite it being summer. But the funeral was still held outside. And how I was able to attend after all. You stood right next to me. I noticed your red hair. I had never seen anyone with the hair like yours before. Really? Never in my life. We didn't talk much during the service. Oh, well, of course we wouldn't have. Afterwards, you and the group you were with decided to eat at my family's diner. I didn't even know it belonged to you back then. But even still... I had sat at the counter by myself for a few minutes. But rather than sit with the rest of your group, you instead chose to come sit at a counter with me. Why did you do that? I don't know. Just felt like the right thing to do at the time. You just interested me. Yeah. I've been told I'm interesting before. You know something? I felt more comfortable sitting next to you than anyone else there. Why's that? Don't know. I guess I just felt like you were someone like me. Someone alone. Besides, I had figured that I might not see you again after that day, so I didn't want to let it pass me by. I guess I was silly to worry. Honestly, I'm surprised that you even remembered me. I feel like, well, when I talk to people at the funerals I find myself in, and I feel I don't really see them often, if ever again. Even when they're visiting their loved ones again, but, well, I don't know. I don't feel like anyone remembers me. They remember that someone odd was there during that time, but I never know how much they really remembered about me. Well, I think it'd be impossible to ever forget you. I unintentionally yawned pretty loudly right there and right then. I'm so sorry. Don't be. Like we discussed, it's late. And I'd hate to keep you up. But, well, before we hang up, would you like to do something soon? Like what? I don't know. But I think you could really use something to brighten things up. Will you meet me by your old diner tomorrow morning? I've had an idea that I think will be even better than anything we've attempted before. Why does that make me feel a little worried? Plus, I'd just really like to see you again. Yeah, I think I'd like that too. Wonderful. but we can discuss the details of that more tomorrow. Good night, Mary. Good night, Reggie. Reggie? Ah, I'm so sorry. It just slipped out of me. I don't know where that came from. Keep it for me. I like the sound of it. Haha, well, if you're sure. Well, here's Reggie. Signing off. And after that, I laid back down onto my bed. It felt much cozier all of a sudden. So much easier to just drift off. To sleep. And I was up and awake early in the morning. A bit earlier than I had anticipated. And I was unsure if it was because I had so much difficulty staying asleep that night, or because I was now feeling excited to see what it was that Reggie had planned. Regardless, I made my trip to the front of the diner as Reggie had instructed me to do. It still felt weird to see the place so empty, but I wasn't going to think of all that stuff right now. Today was going to be a good day. Definitely. And I was going to get my mind off things. The dots concerned me quite a bit. Before I knew it, Reggie pulled up in his old car. He was smiling and rolled the windows down to say, "Come on, get in." And then we were on our way. And thank you again, by the way. No need to thank me. I've been needing a de-stressor myself, you know. Sometimes life goes ways you don't expect. When that happens, it's nice to try and take a break. Yeah, you're right. Say, where are we going anyways? Still haven't told me. Well, if I tell you, that might just ruin the surprise. Why gotta be a surprise? Don't you like surprises? Do you? Well, no, not really. Still, I think it'll be better if it was a surprise. Can I guess? If you want to. I bet you're taking me to... A museum, a garden. Oh? And why do you think that? Because you know I like to put flowers on all the graves and stuff. Good guess. So, I got it right? No. I just think your guess also sounds like a pleasant idea. Maybe we'll plan a day for that too. Where else can we go though? We're driving pretty far out. I don't think I've ever been down these roads before. Where are we headed anyways? Well, I will admit, it's somewhere a bit out of town. But I thought that might be a good thing, too. Everything back home has been very hectic, hasn't it? I think it's nice to forget that the place exists sometimes. It's like a little bit much, but okay. Okay. Has it been hectic for you? Only sometimes. I suppose things could be affecting me a lot worse. But with all the rumors floating around, well, it certainly doesn't make day-to-day life all that pleasant. Yeah, I understand. But hey, that's another reason I like spending time with you so much. Oh? When I hang out around you, I don't feel quite as hectic. I just get to focus on spending time with a friend. Really? It feels hard for me to believe you think that sometimes. I feel like something hectic is always happening when we're together. Maybe. But I don't think there's anyone else I'd rather spend these moments with. Really mean that? I do. Hey, we're almost there. Really? Just a few more blocks and... When we arrived, I couldn't believe it. He had taken me to... An aquarium? Really? I mean, aquariums are pretty cool. That's you know, a place for a date. I say everything's a date every time, every time, every time. But no, that I mean, that's where I've thought of like whenever I sit down, I'm like, where would I take someone to a date? Definitely an aquarium, because aquariums, have things to be talked about, and you don't gotta talk about nothing. You can just walk around, look at things, both, like the things you look at, and then, it's overall probably going to be a positive experience with all the cool little fishies and stuff. Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of anything more calming than watching the fish swim along. Do you like it? Like it? I I love it. What are you standing there waiting around for? Come on, let's go. Seems like she's excited. I grabbed Reggie by the hand and dragged him inside after me. An aquarium. I was so excited. How did he know I always wanted to go? No. Penguins! I haven't seen one of them in so long. I didn't know they had outside animals too. I'll Indeed they do. I think it's quite nice being able to see them up close like this. Hmm. Let's see. Just looking at something real quick. Yeah, never mind. And they're so cute. What kind of penguin are these anyway? Oh my. That's not a very nice name at all. Maybe they've done something to deserve it. No way. I refuse to believe something so cute could have done something so bad. No, I don't know about that. Oh my goodness, look at this! Is that a manta ray, little hoodie cloak thing? That's so cute, actually. This cape is just the cutest. And I will say, it seems very fitting for you. You think so? Ah, why do gift shops have to be so expensive? Do you want it? Huh? I don't mind paying if you really want it that badly. No. I'll think about it. I have my own money anyways. Uh-huh, if you're sure. If you're sure. Oh, I like one of the. I don't know if I've seen one of these before with all the jellyfish inside. I think I may have watched a video of an aquarium that had those, but those seem pretty cool. Look at all the jellies! Jellies? Yeah. What else would you call them? Ah, fair point. They're so pretty. You know something? Despite their elegant appearance, I hear they're not very bright. That's pretty silly I think. I'm sure they're smart in their own way. Well, I guess they'd have to be to survive with the rest of us, huh? You know, when I'm running around, I always forget how nice it is to just sit down. That is until I'm actually doing it. And I can't remember the last time I walked this much. I know I can. Now that we've got a bit to sit, what's been your favorite part so far? My favorite? Well, I think it's a really hard decision. I liked everything. Though I guess I really liked seeing Seahorse. Seahorses are cool. Manta Ray are pretty cool too. And she did wear the dang hoodie, so I mean the cloak. Manta Ray. I've always kind of had of a kind of I've always had a kind of connection to them. Being able to see one? They're so big. They swim so gracefully. I wonder how that must feel, you know? I'd like to feel as peaceful as they look. I'm sure it's possible. You remind me of one. Really? Yeah. You got their horns after all. You think so? Isn't that their eyes? Or am I tripping? I was always told they look more like, devil horns. Nonsense. Much too soft for that. Just as gentle as one of those manta rays. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. If you say so. How about you? What's been your favorite part? Truthfully? Well, I think I just enjoy spending time with you the most. Hey, you can't just say that. I feel like a jerk for my answer. Don't. I just appreciate the company, that's all. Thank you again for bringing me. I'm having a really nice time. I can't remember had, uh, the last time I had a date as nice as this. Um, thank you for coming. I'd go by myself, but worse if other than that. I mean, I understand the value in time alone, and honestly, I think I appreciate it more than most people. Always being alone on your own gets lonely too. Go a little crazy, you know? Makes me glad I met you, too. I appreciate being able to share experience. I appreciate being able to share experiences like this with you. Yeah, I understand. Though I'm kind of the opposite. I don't think I really like being alone that much. I think loneliness is miserable. You don't enjoy being by yourself, even every now and again. Honestly, not really. You're always at the cemetery, aren't you? Forgive me, but I can't imagine one would make many friends there. I like to think of them as being my friends, you know? I mean, I'm giving them flowers all the time. Someone in there has gotta appreciate it, right? Do they? I'm sure they do. I mean, I know I would. Would? Yeah, I would. Oh, someone's, caring. Even if they don't know me. That's a nice thought, isn't it? That someone that you don't even know cares about you? I suppose it is. Except if you're alive and you're getting strange phone calls from a certain someone. I, but doesn't it mean even more when someone does know you? Yeah, I think it does. I mean, I think anyone would be spending time with a friend over spending it with a stranger. Well, would you? Hmm? I I'd spend my time with, I don't know. Does this answer matter? I kinda feel like it does. Not gonna lie. I guess like anybody else, with a friend rather than a stranger. But I guess, you know, our actions would be different from that because we decided to spend time with Reginald. I don't know, actually. And this one's a weird one. Weird, not weird as an odd, but just weird as in to think of it. Because, well, everyone's a stranger until you know him. I kind of want to know what the difference is between either of these answers. It's probably not all that different. Strangers, strangers can certainly be cool to talk to, to get to know and whatnot. I feel like my throat is like getting really dry. Friend, I guess, is what I'd rather spend time with. No, it's like I'm lying when I say that. How so? Well, I don't have many friends. Any. Even the friends I do have, I knew him since childhood. So does that count? Does it count? Would he still be my friend if we had never grown up together? First time, if the first time he spent with, if the first time he met me was on the street or a public place, would he even be my friend? Or just someone passing by? Although, I enjoy the company. I enjoy the company of the few friends I do have, regardless of how we became friends. I think. I mean, you're my friend, right? I'm really grateful for that. 'Cause making friends hasn't always been an easy thing for me. I was actually kind of shocked when you reached out to me, I guess. Why wouldn't I? You were always so pleasant to me when we spoke. Maybe, but no one ever, follows up with me. I was just a strange girl they met at a funeral once. We spoke about this, didn't we? I only remember, I only really meet funerals. And, well, I can understand why I don't see them again after that. Would you want to be friends with that creepy girl who hangs out at the cemetery all day? All she does is stand there and talk to herself. And I've got a nickname I've heard him say it. Cemetery Mary. Yet that's what they call me. At least, it's what the people who remember me call me. Do you like it? Yeah, I guess. It's better than Bloody Mary. That's what the kids call me back when I went to public school. Stopped? Yeah. Kids weren't very kind to me. No one wanted to be my friend. I was weird, you know? Even as a kid, I always wanted to be in a cemetery. Kids used to say I was a witch. The power of the dead, to spread curses or something or other. Or visiting my past victims. I don't know. They're mean. And my appearance never really helped. My eyes are too weird, too big, too creepy. You aren't creepy. Children are just cruel. Yeah, I know. That's what Mom and Dad used to say too. Tell me too. Though I do think it's better hearing it from someone else. I guess. I guess I can't deny how much time I spent there. And can I ask something? About the cemetery. Yeah, of course. Well, maybe it's not the cemetery, it's really the cemetery itself, but... the funerals. You seem to be awfully good at finding your way into them. So much so that it feels as though many don't get upset with you. Hello, Sabal! Returned. You must be bored. You're checking up on me, hey? Oh, I accidentally clicked out of the damn thing. Again. Thank you for the little... I like seeing them, always. I should really get myself something to drink soon. My throat's getting all weird. So much so that it feels as though many don't get upset with you. Yeah, it's quite remarkable, really. But I suppose my question is... why? Why? Yes. What is it about them that makes you want to attend? Honestly, I think they're sweet. The idea behind them, at least. It's tragic to lose a friend. Of course. I felt that loss more times than I like to think about. And I felt it pretty recently. And that's terrible. But there is something wonderful in the process, I think. Have you ever seen so many people get together in one place? I mean, maybe in like a concert, admittedly, but no, outside of that, not really. Not that I've ever been to a concert, now that I think about it. I'm just thinking of places people gather. Bars, restaurants. You know, I'm just being a contrarian at this point. People always call out for things. They can't make it to your birthday, they can't be there for the holidays. Everyone comes to a funeral. And you know why? Because they love that person. Whether they were their best friend or they hardly knew them, they still come. Because they impacted them enough to come. They meant enough to them during their life that they came to say goodbye. The more people there are, the more you know how loved they were. Can you imagine that? Being loved so much. Having so much of an impact on someone else. That so many people came to your funeral? Because they'll miss you? Because they love you? I see. That's why I like to go. You can feel it. I can feel how much people love the deceased. It's heartbreaking and heartwarming all at the same time. I never really thought of it like that. But I want to, now. And that must be such a beautiful feeling to experience. And such a beautiful way to look at it. Oh, all of these potential bad things are just negative. Afraid, worried, or scared? I guess there is a difference between being afraid and being scared. Worried is also an answer that I can give. How is Mary feeling? Well, she hasn't really been acting all that scared. Worried, more like afraid? Kinda? I'm gonna say afraid. Everyone has so many people who care about them. After they are dead, will have a moment where they are surrounded by friends. I don't have friends. No one's going to know. No one's going to remember, or no one's going to care. Sounds so similar, but they're all so different. I guess being remembered is what cared for, maybe? Because she's talking about love and, impact, so... Care. Mary. That isn't true. I know that I can't speak for other people, but I hope you know that I'd care. And I'd never forget you either. I don't want to sound like I am crazy, but had more of an impact on me than anyone I've ever met before. Unlike you. I don't have many friends. After meeting you, well, I think I realized how miserable it really is to live like that. I didn't realize how bad it was until I actually had someone I could call my friend. And to think that you think that if were gone, you wouldn't be missed. That is unimaginable to me. I do not think I am a very memorable person. But if it means anything, I can promise you that you are unforgettable. And I'll always remember you. This life, the next, the one after that. And that's a promise. Oh man. That's like getting so sweet. Watch this man turn out to be a fucking murderer weirdo. Man. This story has that capability. They just be like, oh, this man was a baddie all this time along. I mean, he was last game, technically speaking. He was he had his reasons for what he did. At the end of the day, it was bad. And time travel shenanigans have occurred in a blackout hospital. Therefore, his line of saying, in this life, the next one, and the one after that, that line in it of itself, in my opinion, when it comes to just him, maybe I'm letting the last, I paint my memory of this one a bit too much, what I think about it, you know? It's kind of like the issue with that people have with like Undertale and Deltarune, where the last game, Undertale, has influenced people's thoughts about Deltarune so much that they may as well be the same game at this point to a lot of people, even though the creator of the game is like, no, this is completely different, nothing to do with the last game. It is what it is. You're my best friend, I guess, in a way. Then he is our best friend. He's shown a lot of care, I guess. We can simply say thank you. You're my best friend at this rate. I mean, that'd be a bit disingenuous, I don't know. Because, I mean, so far, Cousin Croven and I, and Mary have not been doing well. You're my best friend, I guess. I don't think anyone's ever been so nice to me. Just because they liked me so much. I've never had quite a friend, a friend quite like you. It does help a bit. Don't like to think about it, but even if there's only a few people who'd remember me, or even just one person, it makes me happy knowing it'd be you. Of course. I can never forget you. It's been a few days since then, and I felt a lot closer to Reggie ever since our day at the aquarium. Although he's been so busy with work, I haven't gotten to see much of him since. But I don't feel lonely. He sends me texts all the time, so even when I'm alone, I don't quite feel alone. It's nice to be alone, but I'm not lonely. Besides, I had a nice day by myself, actually. Sometimes it's nice to just return to the cemetery for a normal day after so much chaos. I made sure I put at least one flower on every grave today, but soon my head started to hurt again, and I felt very dizzy. And I took a small rest sitting down by myself. I told myself that I wouldn't let myself black out again, that I'd just sit for a few minutes and then get back up and head home if I was feeling really bad. But that's not what happened, though. I truthfully didn't mean to fall asleep. I did. I didn't. But when I sat back against the mausoleum we have, after being outside on my feet all day, and having one of those familiar headaches, well, I was just so tired. I didn't even realize I fell asleep. Oh, we're back at this story point. Until I woke up to the sound of rain. I was surprised to not have had any strange dreams this time, but this was a big problem. Only the roof trim of the mausoleum was keeping me safe from the rain, and it was pouring. And worse, even still, it was night. The only night light I could see was from the street lamps at the outside of the cemetery. Oh dear. Like, how could I slept so long? Well, I couldn't stay hidden under here all night. I took a big breath and ran across the cemetery to the street. Luckily, the gate wasn't locked. Again, I was surprised but thankful, as it meant I would not have to find some other way out. Once I was out of on the sidewalk, I noticed the streetlights were the only lights on. Everything else seemed closed. How late was it? I didn't want to pull my phone out in the rain to check, but by any means, I had most definitely missed the bus back home. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I had to find shelter first. I ran through the rain to find anything that was open. It wasn't long before I felt my shoes filling with water. I'd get a cold here. I'd get a cold out here too long, and the rain showed no stops of no no sign of stopping. Blah, blah, blah. Eventually, I made it somewhere. It was the movie theater. We've kind of been through this before. Thank goodness. She's gonna call Croven first, I think. I rushed myself inside and took a seat beside the poster, waiting for it to dry off and take my phone out. Just as I suspected, it was pretty late, and knowing the usual times of the cinema, I could tell it wasn't going to be open much longer. What do I do? Even though I wasn't sure how he could help me right now, I had to at least try calling up Croven. Why isn't he picking up? Mary? Oh, you picked up, thank goodness. I was starting to get worried. I'm having a bit of a problem right now. What is it? Well, you see, I fell asleep at the cemetery. I only woke up a few minutes ago. And the rain is really, really bad, and I missed a bus stop, so I don't know. I was hoping you could you could help me out somehow. No can do, Mary Moo. Didn't I tell you? Hey, what? Hey, I'm not even home right now. I'm not even close. Huh? Are you then? I'm like out of the fucking city right now, Mary. I had these plans with these friends. It doesn't matter. I swear I told you. Well, I don't remember. But the bottom line is there's no way I can help you from here. What am I supposed to do then? Fuck, Mary, I don't know. I heard his frustrated side through the phone. I couldn't see it, but I could tell he was pinching the bridge of his nose. Where are you right now? At the movie theater, but I think it closes soon. Alright, well, do you have anyone else you can call up? Maybe stay with them tonight? I mean, I guess so. Awesome, great, sounds good then. Look, Mars, I really gotta go, okay? Call up one of your other friends. I'm sure one of them will come get you. Alright then, good night. And then he, clicks the phone off. Call up one of my other friends. Well, there's only the two of those. Who should I go with? Reginald. I decided to call Reggie. I didn't want to bother him, but I really don't think I had any other choice in this scenario. I heard the phone ring a few times and then he picked up. Mary? It's a bit late, isn't it? Is everything alright? Yeah. Well, actually, I missed my last bus home. And I was hoping I could stay with you tonight instead? Yes, of course. Where are you right now? I'll be right over. Thank you. I told Reggie I was at the movie theater, and he said he'd be there in no time to come get me. I was really grateful to have a friend as generous as he is. I hoped I would one day be able to return the favor. I saw the faint outline of Reggie's old car pull up to the side of the movie theater, and I went out to meet him. Even though it was raining, he still got out of the car and held the passenger door open for me. I told him it was a silly thing it was silly to do that. I hope I wasn't too late. You caught me in the middle of getting ready for bed actually. And I wanted to get recharged. Didn't feel right to leave the home in pajamas. Rechanged. Not recharged, what am I saying? No, you're good. We drove off to Reggie's apartment. I had missed all the rain. Because it was so late, there were hardly any cars on the road, so it made the drive a bit safer. We pulled into a parking space next to his building, and he covered me with his jacket as we ran out inside. So sorry, I wasn't thinking. I should have brought an umbrella. I didn't mind. We stepped inside of the familiar buzzing of fluorescent lights. And quite frankly, a pretty gross smell that still lingered from the last time I was here. Reggie didn't mention it though, so I wasn't going to either. I didn't want to potentially embarrass him or anything like that. Reggie led me to the stairwell and we headed upstairs. I had forgotten how high up he lived. Once we were in the hallway, Reggie began to lead me to his apartment. I tried to be quiet as we moved through the hallway, not wanting to disturb any of his neighbors. I noticed a few boxes and other junk outside of one of the doors. Was someone moving? Lots of people have been moving out recently, he whispered to me. Not like I can blame them. Our landlady hasn't spoken to us in a while. I think they might take her to court soon. I see. Are you sure that smell isn't the landlady? Then, before I knew it, we were entering his front door. Well, I mean, we are going to sleep here, so You know what? I genuinely would not be surprised if we had, the whole seeing dead people dream right here, right now, and it ends up that the smell is the landlady who's been dead for like fucking, I don't know. At this point, it would have been like 2 weeks. Or no, actually more than 2 weeks, maybe. Alright. Well, here we are. I apologize for the mess. If I had the foresight that you were coming, I would have cleaned ahead of time. I feel like he said this the last time we came here. I looked around Reggie's apartment. And is this what he considered a mess? Nothing even looked dusty. And thank you for having me over. It's nice to be here again. And I can get such a better look at this time, now that I'm not sick. Haha. I suppose that's true. No, but don't you worry about sleeping on the couch or anything. Take my bedroom. It's right next to the kitchen. And I'll sleep out here. Huh? Oh no, Red, I couldn't. Already drove out in the middle of the night to pick me up. I couldn't take your bed too. Nonsense, I insist. You'll have a much better sleep, I'm sure of it. But don't you have to go to work in the morning? I'd feel awful if you couldn't get a good night's sleep. Oh, don't worry about me, I'll be fine. Oh! Nothing I haven't... Oh! Like, that was a... Look at his face, bro, it's shook. Oh dear, I just realized. Huh? What? Is everything okay? You don't have any pajamas to wear, do you? Huh? Oh. Don't worry about that. I can sleep just fine in this. How can I not worry? No offense. But although your outfit is quite the ensemble, I don't think it would for a very nice sleep. Why don't I go out and buy you something really quick? No way! That's really nice of you, but I can't accept that offer. It's so late and I doubt anywhere is even open. Oh, when there's a will, there's a way. Besides, I need to pick up some things anyways. In the middle of the night, my boy? Like, come on. Oh, please, make yourself at home. I mean, I'm sure it's only like 9 or 10. But still, that's pretty damn close to freaking midnight, you know? Like I don't know. Help yourself to anything in the kitchen, and don't be afraid to turn on the TV. And I'll be back shortly. And he's gone. Before I could protest more, Reggie was out the door, leaving me alone in his apartment. I guess all I could do now was wait for him to get back. What should I do in that time then? I don't know, girl. Like, fuck. There's more to this story than I thought. This line, this little storyline, seems to be longer than the last, at least by a bit. I guess the kitchen? I decided to look in the kitchen. I know Raji said I could help myself, but I still feel a bit weird about it. Still though, it's not hard to be curious about what he has in here. Cupboard boards. I looked in the cupboard boards that line his apartment wall, and saw as many cupboard boards do. They held cups, and some dry ingredients too. And also, he has a lot of cleaning products in here. I don't know how I feel about all those being close to the food. Hey, wait. Is that the rat poison? Well, when Reggie gets back, I should tell him he shouldn't keep stuff like that so close to where he eats. Maybe he has it here to keep the rats away? I don't know. I still don't like it. The fridge. We love the fridge. I took a look in Reggie's fridge. There wasn't a lot. I can see that he's running low on milk, so too. He's a coffee drinker, right? Maybe that's one of the things he's picking up. I guess that makes me feel a little less bad about him going midnight shopping for me. And for good measure, I checked in his freezer too. There's not much in here either, but there are some flowers it looks like he's preserving. I wonder what those are for. Okay, I stepped out of the kitchen for now. side room, I guess? I noticed Reggie had a door down a small hallway in his apartment. I wonder what this room was for. Maybe an office since all the necessities were covered? Curious, I made my way over and turned the handle. Locked. That's strange. I wonder what's inside. Might just be a utility room or something. Though I'm pretty sure those are usually in the basement. Bathroom? I didn't really have to use the bathroom just yet, but I decided to take a quick peek anyways. It's a small bathroom. A bit on the cramped side. There's a sink, a toilet, and a stand-up shower, but not much else. I wonder how much rent is here. I hope it's worth such a tiny bathroom. Bedroom? No, I can't. Not while he's not home, at least. I just feel weird about it. Okay, watch TV done. The best thing I could probably do... Oh. Bandwidth got a little funky. And the best I could probably do right now was just watch some TV and wait. I plopped myself onto his couch and turned on the TV. There was some commercial playing, so I didn't know what show was on yet. What's on at this hour anyways? Before I knew it, I heard the sound of a door unlocking, and Reggie was walking through the front door. I watched as he locked the door behind him, dropped off some of the plastic bags he was carrying, and shrugged off his coat. He left one bag in his room, and then proceeded to put some stuff away in his kitchen. Then, he came to sit beside me. So, what are you watching? Oh, I don't know, nothing in particular. Well, would you like to watch something? Or would you rather just head to bed? Now that I think about it, I can't remember the last time I actually watched something on TV. Reggie passed me the remote and told me to put anything I'd like. He wasn't picky. Maybe we can watch... We get to have even more choices here. Wonderful. I guess I can just... I don't know, actually. What can I pick? What should I pick? We do like mysteries, but not the one with murders, if I remember right. Game show. I said that. I flicked a few channels until I found this one. It was playing a game show. And I don't know why, but there's something I really like about game shows. And this one in particular looked extremely colorful and exciting. Thelma. Why'd they draw him panicking so much? Do I watch it? Let's do a quick save. In the manual. Yes, sure, let's watch a thing. A game show. Oh, charming. Yeah, I think they're fun. Even when people lose, they still look like they had a fun time. They certainly seem like fun. Though I don't think I'd ever want to be on one. And I'd be too worried about looking a mess on TV. I didn't think about that. Reggie and I sat and watched TV for a while. It was pretty nice. Though eventually I started to feel tired. I think Reggie could tell too. I yawned as I stood up off the couch, thanking him once again for letting me use his room to sleep. It's not a problem at all. I left the pajamas in the bag for you. I think they should fit. Good night, Mary. Oh, and one last thing. If you need to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, I know this apartment can be a bit difficult to maneuver in the dark. There's a flashlight in my desk drawer if you need it. Just try not to shine it at me while I'm asleep on the couch. I thanked Reggie once more and wished him a good night as well. Maybe the key to that one room is in the damn drawer. And I do think it was a bit funny though. Does he not know my phone comes with its own flashlight if I need it? And I suppose he's either a bit old school or, you know. It would not be surprising if he was a bit old school and doesn't know this. I took a step into Reggie's room, closing the door softly behind me. And I flicked on the light switch and I turned it, and it turned on a lamp at the other side of the room. It gave off very faint light, making the room very dim. I'm sure it looked better in natural lighting, but right now it was a bit hard to see. Still, it looked like Reggie didn't have very much in his room at all. I could see his bed and a nightstand, and a vanity too. Was this the desk he was talking about? And other than a built-in closet, there was nothing else I could really see in here. Though I guess when you have a whole apartment to yourself, you don't need to shove all your stuff into the bedroom. I reached down and gathered the pajamas he had bought for me. They were simple, standard pajamas, though they felt really soft. I'll have to remember to pay him back for these. I got changed and left my clothes on the end of the bed. Then I crawled onto his bed. It felt and smelled really clean, as if it had been recently washed. Even though I felt cozy, I still felt a bit weird and bad about sleeping in Reggie's bed. But I guess it was too late now. It's okay. I'll just have to find some way to make it up to him. The way he always does for me. I laid back down and closed my eyes. Nothing left to do but sleep. And I guess you can't sleep. I had a pretty nice sleep actually. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected, like immediately afterwards. Reggie's bed felt comfier than my own. But that only made me feel all the worse for taking it from him. I got dressed into my usual clothes and carefully stepped out the bedroom door. And after all, if Reggie was still asleep, I didn't want to wake him. But to my surprise, there was no one there at all. I knocked on his bathroom door just to make sure he wasn't using it, but there was no answer. It was then that I noticed a note that had fallen in front of his front door. Mary! So sorry to leave you alone this morning. I had an urgent matter to attend to. I don't think I'll be back anytime soon. But feel free to help yourself to any food in the apartment for breakfast. All I ask is that when you leave, key in the end with the spare key in the end table drawer, and then slide it back under the door. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. I see. I didn't really feel comfortable taking Reggie's food, especially when he's not home, and especially not after all he did for me. I followed his other instructions and left the apartment. I wonder what I'll do with today. It's been a few days since then. Nothing all that eventful has happened. Although I guess when it comes to me, it's probably a good thing. I haven't gotten any new messages from this strange number in days. That's a little bit weird. Definitely. It's a bit worrying since know anyone since I don't know anyone any more about my parents' whereabouts than I did before. Not to dwell on that much. My microphone's doing the weird thing again. I'm trying not to dwell on it too much. It's been difficult though. I've been very alone with my thoughts. I've been alone with my thoughts recently. I've been spending so much time with Reggie lately. I forget how sad I can get when I'm all by myself. Reggie, it's not like he's been ignoring me or anything. In fact, he's messaged me almost every day. All he really tells me is that he's been very busy lately. Not like I can blame him. It seems like he's always been taking time off for me to see me recently. No wonder he's so backed up. He's always says, okay, either this microphone's not picking up, or I'm not talking loudly enough. One of the two. He always says he wants to, he He always says he wants to see me again soon. He has to take care of things first. I hope he gets them all done soon. But no, no, it's fine. I don't mind that much. It's not always bad to be alone, right? I've just been sitting at home, or rather the cabin. Although it's still not home, I admit there's cozier there's few things cozier than watching the sunset from the windows. I was about to start getting changed into my pajamas when a message from Twyla. I opened up my message app. I was receiving multiple texts from Twyla spanning themselves up one after another. Not my Mary. Not. No, not Mary. I said 911. Is this text. Is this speech text? Fucking phone getting me killed. 4th Avenue, 4th Avenue. Huh? Okay. What? What was this? Is Twilight trying to call 911? 4th Avenue? Is she okay? I have to make sure. Waiting for the bus to arrive, I had dialed 911. Luckily, the bus still runs at this hour. I told the authorities about how I think someone I know is in danger. They said they'd send out a team right away. I don't know why I'm going. I guess I'm just really worried. Twyla was investigating the killer after all. And even though I don't know her overly well, for some reason, for someone like Twyla to call the police, she must be in danger. Okay, some of this dialogue kinda doesn't make sense considering we, in this timeline at least, have not been contacting Twyla much at all. To be quite frank. So, us saying that is a bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. Because we shouldn't know, I mean, I guess we kinda know from that one conversation that she didn't necessarily trust the police, I think? But I don't know how, it's just how it sounds when put in the context of we've only been talking to one person this entire time, really. She must be in danger. And I said I would help her, right? Maybe if I had been there to help her, then she wouldn't be in danger now. And I started to run as soon as I got off the bus. And I couldn't see any police. What happened to that team they supposedly sent out? It felt like no one was in the streets right now, including Twyla. Suddenly I felt like I couldn't breathe. I ran up and down the streets trying to find her. I wanted to call out her name, but I was scared an unattended party might hear. All I could do was run down the sidewalks and glance down every alley I could see, hoping to find her. When... Mary! What are you doing at this hour? Reggie! I need your help. Huh? What's the matter? What's happened? It's Twyla. She's in danger. She tried calling the police, but called me instead. She's not answering any of my messages, and I called the police for her, but I don't see them anywhere, and it's my fault. I shouldn't. Whoa, calm down. Okay, it's a bit weird that he's out here, though. Not gonna lie. I called the police for her, but I don't see them anywhere, and it's my fault. I should have been there, and Whoa, calm down now. It's alright to be worried about her, but if you think she's in danger, then you really shouldn't be out here. I have to be. I have to make sure she's safe. What if she's in danger? What if she encountered the Blackwood Butcher? Well, isn't that even more reason not to be outside? You have to help me look for her. Pardon? Please, Reg, I gotta find her. It could literally be a matter of life and death. Mary, that's... Please, Reggie. I spun around him and started tugging on his arm. We have to find her. The longer we wait, the worse the situation can get. Mary, let go. Please. Uh-oh. Huh? Something fell out of Reggie's jacket, and on the sidewalk. Murder weapon, murder weapon, murder weapon. A pair of bloody scissors. Skizzers. That's what I like to call them. Skizzers. Just for fun. Huh? That's... Mary? I don't understand what was happening. I didn't have time to process any of it. But I knew I had to get away. I ran and ran as fast as my legs could carry me. I was hoping to lose him in the alleyways. But I'm trying to get lost. But in trying to get lost, there was something that I found. Oh, Jesus, she's dead as fuck. Suddenly, Reggie was pinning me against the wall. Mary, my dear. Why are you making that face? Wasn't she so mean to you? She made you cry. Don't you remember that? Why did you come out here? I feel as though you're doing this on purpose. Are you doing this on purpose, Mary? Is this funny to you? Maybe I should make things hilarious then. I couldn't understand what was happening. Reggie... This isn't the Reggie I know. Reggie was so nice to me. Reggie was my friend. He was my friend. This... We are in deep shit now, ladies and gents. I don't even know how we're gonna get out of this one. Kick him in the balls, maybe? That seems to be the maneuver, typically, in these kinds of situations. This hand around my neck. Just who does it belong to? I wanted to do it cleaner, you know? As clean as I've been doing it. Unfortunately, she didn't give me much of an option. But that's fun, isn't it? She's a fun one, isn't she? Real fun. But don't feel left out. Now that you've caught me, we can finally have some fun, some of our own fun. Because I know what you'll do. The second you're out of my sight, you'll tattle on me. And, well, I just can't have that. So, how will I silence you? Well, I just cleaned my scissors, you know. I'll miss that pretty voice of yours. But it won't be for long. You've got those pesky little hands of yours too, don't you? Those hands that know how to write and sign and tear my life apart. It's alright. We can take those too. I know you don't understand it yet. But don't you worry. I promise you that it's for the best. Now, why don't you open that pretty little mouth of yours? It'll be quicker if you do. What is all this? What's happening? This isn't Reggie. This can't be Reggie. This doesn't make any sense. Let me go. Put me down. Suddenly, he kneed me right in the stomach, holding me against the wall. He forced his hand right into my mouth and pulled my tongue out. Jesus Christ. Don't worry. It will only take a second. Oh no. Another bad end. I can't, not quite the cat. We're gonna get our fucking your damn tongue cut out. Congratulations. You've just completed a route of Cemetery Mary. Thank you for playing. But do you think you can get the true ending if you try again? Well, we have one more path to go down. So far, okay, I don't know how to feel about this just yet. Because, truly, to get two bad endings in a row, it could be the case that maybe I don't even know if I could argue that the true ending would come from following Croven around. Because it almost feels like he's also got some stuff he's involved with, right? From what little I remember of Twyla saying. So Twyla's a fucking controlling psycho. Then we got this guy, Reginald, who's a goddamn murderer, I guess. And it seems to be the case that so far, and I know this only happened twice, so we'll see in the Croven path. If I just stick with one person, it seems to be a bad idea, right? I stuck with um Twyla mostly. I know in the Twyla run, I sometimes went to hang out with Croven, but for the most part, I think out of all the willing options I went to, well, I think most of them I did Twyla, right? I went with Twyla, so it was basically just a Twyla run, and that had a bad ending, right? Where fucking Croven got murked after Twyla came over here, burned the fucking house down, the cabin, and was like, "Yeah, you'll be staying with me now," and basically, like, I guess was using our ghost like visiting abilities. And this time around, we stuck with Reginald, and guess what? His ass turned out to be fucking crazy. I guess he's just a psychopath. Like, what the fuck? And so it makes me think, well, is Reginald's path gonna be the same? Is it just gonna be like, hey, bullshit is gonna occur? And where things are gonna be kind of okay for a long while, and then boom, big event. It does make me wonder, though, two things, right? Two things. One, mystery person, we still don't know who they are. Two, I'm assuming the whole mystery person thing is probably something we can figure out once we find out how to exactly go down the true ending path. Because I really don't know. I really don't know how we are gonna go do that. I imagine it has to be a certain sequence of meeting people, like hang out with Croven, Twyla, and Reginald. But the end point seems to be when no, actually no, maybe it's not. Maybe that's just like another option. I don't know actually. Cause the tolling bell of like, oh, we're near the end of the story is when you are when you fall asleep, when Mary falls asleep out in the cemetery and then she has to call somebody. That seems to be like the main, like one of the last events, so to speak. Right, that seems to be like the last important thing, and then everything that happens after that is out of your control. Still, okay, we know he's a murderer, so that confirms it, I guess. Twyla was definitely correct. I imagine the Corova ending can only also be. This is the thing, though. I didn't see how the Twyla ending could have possibly been bad, and it ended up being a bad ending. The Reginald path, I sort of knew, from the Twyla path that he was definitely a suspect. And I thought he was phone guy because of the whole like wanting to make you happy thing. Maybe that's incorrect as well. Hmm. We still have no idea as to why the phone guy stops calling you. Or texting you, I should say, because he never really calls. He just texts Mary. Like, this is genuinely one of those things where it's like, is the Groven path also gonna be a path in which you just fucking, like, it's a bad ending? Because Twyla did insinuate something going down, like that homeboy Croven was involved in something, or that he's done something, that he's not innocent, or whatever. But we were never given specifics as to what that could actually mean. So I suppose we will figure out in the next run when we just hang out with Croven all the dang time. And we still have no fucking clue about the whole like the like the like supernatural aspects of things. We are not getting any answers for that. Every time it seems like we're close to getting some kind of answer, we just don't. It's just something happens and then you just have to deal with it. You just have to deal with that being a thing that has happened. So we have two clues, and I imagine that during the Croven run, we'll have another clue as to like the paranormal chicanery right? Clue number one is Mary can. We know Mary can see the dead, which can interact with them if she sleeps near them. Right? She can like see them, talk to him, that sort of thing. The second thing is that she, you know, can see a black liquid spewing from people, which I have no idea what that can mean. Like literally, I don't know. The fact that she also spewed out like a black liquid, it seems to be that like maybe I don't know. I don't know what that could be all about. It could be a misdirect kind of thing, like a story misdirect. And I truly do not know. On one hand, I want to say maybe it means like that like something's being like tampered with, maybe. But then again, when like because at first you think like, oh, maybe it's like a poison or something, right? And that's why the people spew something like black stuff. But then what happened at the restaurant with that one guy when Mary pointed out like, oh, that what's that black stuff? That's like he's puking up basically. Like everybody else like was confused and was like, what black stuff? And so clearly only Mary can see the black stuff we puke up. Very weird. And I just noticed the title screen. Okay, one thing, right? I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the rose is covering the eye that back in Cemetery Mary. I'm pretty sure it was that same eye that she was like missing or like had weird black goo coming out of. And it also seems like there's a hole in the ground behind her, right? Cemetery Mary, there's a tombstone, and then the hole, like there's like dirt, open dirt behind her. I assume, hmm, like I said, maybe in the Croven path, we'll find something out about. We'll find like another additional mystery, supernatural power that she's gotten access to. I also do wonder if there are supposed to be good ends for each character, or if every character is a bad end, and then the true end is like a separate thing. Maybe the Croven sticking to Croven thing is like the only good end, but it's not the true end. I don't know, cause the other two people involved, cause I cannot see Croven murdering us. Cause Croven is the case of like we are his literal like we basically are cousins. We're basically siblings at this point. We've known each other since childhood. I doubt he's gonna try and murder us. Uh, I never expected fucking Twilight to act up and be just a crazy woman the way she was. Then again, like she's got issues of her own, and with Reginald, it's just clear he's a psycho. So he's a very good at what he's done. He's very good at acting, which makes me think about everything he said and everything. Well, he's now done, right? Hmm. It's very strange indeed. It's, the story has definitely got me hooked. Like, I am playing it. I am trying to go through everything because I do find the story interesting. I'm just a teeny, maybe frustration isn't the word. Sorry about that weird little noise. But I do feel as though we are giving a lot of information and we are not allowed to do much with that information, if that makes sense. Like things happen, we gain information, and then maybe we are supposed to get every single. I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to figure out each single thing in one go, like getting the book about how to talk to ghost from that one guy, right from the bookstore, and also figuring out about like the curses and stuff. Is that even possible? I guess it depends on what turn those things happen on. I have to think about that actually. Are these endings or do in order to get the true end, do I have to discover each supernatural thing individually? Or like I mean in one go? Like the with the Twilight's Path is getting the ghost book from the guy in the bookstore, right? With Reginald, it's the manga, the cursed manga, and then with Croven, it's technically in theory something else. I feel like that's the leading theory right now I have in my mind. That's how I'm supposed to discover, I'm supposed to discover those things, hang out with them so that I have the opportunity to discover those things that lead to supernatural events or events that lead to supernatural things happening, and then that just somehow leads to mystery person being involved. Maybe, I don't know. Mystery person is definitely the biggest distraction in the story, because their involvement is like, when you think about it, take that out of the equation right now and it literally means nothing. Like if you took mystery person out of the story, it so far has meant nothing to have them in the story. And I hope that their involvement is more so in when you start following the true ending, because that's about the only way I can think about this actually making any sense for that person to exist. Hmm. Yeah, that's all I got right now. That's basically all I got. All this noggin of mine can come up with. Anyways, well, I guess that's all. I shall now bid all of the farewell. I hope all of you lovely, lovely kindred have a great rest of your mornings, afternoons, evenings, and nights, wherever and whenever you are. Thank you, VOD watchers, thank you, lurkers, and thank you to those who came for a small little visit. It is always kind of you to do such a thing, and I appreciate it. I want to give you a good old, big old smoosh on the forehead. Platonic smoosh on the forehead, okay? Don't get crazy. May the gods bless you, and may the stars shine in your honor. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.